What's up, everybody? Shane back. Late afternoon of day 4. Um, I'm still feeling like pretty good, honestly. But it's a lot of factors like that. I think why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. I would say like today I'm more manic. Well, I'm definitely more manic. A lot of pacing, listening to music. It's like almost like sensory like overload, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't want to be probably in a group of people right now just because I'm like my brain is like taking in so much more information like than it's used to taking when I was on buprenorphine, which is a good thing. And also like I can definitely feel like in my head like I'm still in like withdrawal, but it's definitely like on the teetering point of acute symptoms and post acute. And I was in this phase like so long coming off methadone, like so long, like the way things looked, almost the pink cloud. Um, I wouldn't call it the pink cloud because I don't think I'm there yet, but if I even get there. But what I'm trying to say is I'm like sort of used to like this feeling. Like it I remember it very clearly coming off methadone, like this feeling. But it was like not day 4 for sure. Like day 4 I was feeling horrible. I did manage. I did come out of it even fairly quick, like the real acute bad stuff fairly quick coming off methadone too, but like the post acute was just horrendous in its own way, man. It's like just a whole nother monster. But definitely anxious today. That's what I'm feeling mostly, anxiety. And I'm trying to like work my way through it. Just thinking about, trying to make logic in my own head of like why I'm feeling that way. And, I think a lot of it's just, I'm just psyching myself out because I kind of went into this expecting it to be like way worse than it is right now, and I'm just worrying that it's going to get way worse. Everything that I've been through and my experience with withdrawal would tell me otherwise. Like after like I've experienced the acute stuff, like the cold chills and the yawns and the sneezes, like uh lethargy, just having no freaking energy at all. Like I've experienced that like the last few days, but today it's just been different, and it's hard to tell, man. With this thing, it's like you can watch a million of these videos and everybody's going to say something different because it's real hard to tell with the way that the waves hit you. Like you can have a good day, like today has been a good day considering, you know what I mean, it's day 4. um just a huge change from day 3 to day 4 for me. Like weird, like I've never experienced it before. But again, I think a lot of it is just knowing what to expect this time around, like, and like tapering down has reduced the symptoms like dramatically. I'm not coming off methadone this time. I'm coming off buprenorphine, which is a whole different experience. I mean, I've come off Suboxone before a couple times actually. One time I came off it though, I had been snorting it. Um, for whatever stupid reason. This was years ago, like over a decade ago. And one time, um, I was just my actually it was my dealer, because I wasn't going to a doctor at the time. I had been kicked out of the VA clinic, and I can't ever go back for uh, failing a piss test for weed. But anyway, yeah, my dealer moved to Florida, and I just lost my connection completely, and tried to do like a I don't know, 4-day taper from probably 8 milligrams a day down to whatever it was. And that was rough, man. It was rough. But mindset, man. Mindset, dude. It's so freaking mental. Like, you'll hear a lot of people say that like are doing well in their process because it is mindset, man. And I actually wrote some of that stuff down for the first time ever. But like being in withdrawal if your dealer moves to Florida, or you don't have money and you can't hook up, or you can't get it for whatever reason, is a whole different feeling than like you going into this knowing like that you're about to do it. You know what I mean? It's just a whole. I feel like your body goes into fight or flight mode um, in that situation, like that sort of situation. At least mine did. Like if I just ran out or couldn't get it or whatever, like I would just almost panic. I'm sure some of you can relate to that feeling, like texting like everybody you know, like calling everybody 1,000 times, leaving 100 voicemails, like just panicking, right? Whereas if you're really ready for it, and that's another reason too, but if you're really ready for it, like it's just so much easier, man. It's just so much easier because you're just like accepting it. You know what I mean? Just like accept it. It's part of the process. Like this is what it's gonna feel. You're gonna feel like crap for a few days, and then you're gonna start like slowly like come out of it. And it's a long process, and you're not gonna get much sleep. But just you expect that, and it's just a whole night and day experience, and that really does help, man. It like makes a huge difference. Um, I think I mentioned like I feel really sensitive right now to like everything, like all stimuli, like sunlight, smells, tastes, all of that, like super sensitive. But it's not like, you know what I mean? It's not painful. It's not, I wouldn't even call it a negative thing. For me, it's like, I'm like, sweet, man. Like, this is what I wanted to get back, man. Cause I knew when I was on buprenorphine this time around, like, I knew, like, I was on buprenorphine. Like I could feel it. Like I wasn't myself. Like you know what I mean. All those senses were dulled. Like I was eating different foods, and it changed my diet. It changed my sleep cycle. It changed everything about me, man. My sex drive, like all of that. Um, so it's hard to feel something like anxiety. You know what I mean, and like a chill once in a while, and maybe yawns, and really look at it negatively. As hard as that is to say. But that's how bad I want it. You know what I mean? Like I'm excited for it almost. It's crazy. It really is. And I don't know like if I'm gonna feel this way tomorrow. Like I don't know. It's kind of like just you have to ride the wave like that you're on, basically. You know what I mean? And I can't change how I'm gonna feel tomorrow. I mean, I can eat right and I can exercise, which I've done probably 100 push-ups today. And I just helped my landlord carry out 3 huge tables and load them in his truck. So, I'm exercising. So I can change some things about how my symptoms are going to hit later tonight, tomorrow. Um, but generally, like, that's in God's hands, man. I can't, I'm not going to be able to change that. I just have to change the way, like, I cope with it, the way that I look at it, the way that I, internalize it, and the way that in turn makes me feel about it. If that makes sense. That might not make sense. It's like I said, everything's really emotions are crazy right now. Your head's trying to get used to like being clean. And I'm thankful. Like I remember this feeling. Like I seriously remember feeling like this and like listening to music again for like felt like the first friggin' time. You know what I mean? Like that's how I felt today. Like I've been jamming out, listening to the old like Eminem recovery album and like NF and like good upbeat like stuff that makes you feel motivated, man. Whatever it is for you. But man, it's good. When I came off methadone, like it was all new. And it was a lot. Like it was just a lot to take in. You know what I mean? But I feel more like okay, I remember kind of like this phase of like getting my love of music back and like, oh, I can smell things again. Like it's, if that makes sense to you guys, like it's just not so new to me, which is good and bad, I guess. Um, just seeing what else I had written down. Oh, yeah. And knowing, you'll know when it's the right time for you. Like, if you're on maintenance meds, I mean, and your life is getting put back together or, you're doing good, like, you just got off IV drug use or just whatever it is, man. Like, you'll know when you're ready. And that's like the only time that it's ever actually worked for me. Like, honestly. And it's only worked once. Not counting this time because I'm not out of the woods by a long shot. But the one time it worked for me was coming off methadone, and I was freaking ready, man. Like, I was so ready. And it was a fight, dude. It was a fight. Way worse than what I'm going through right now. Um, but I made it because I was ready, man. Just ready. I was just accepting it. Like, I didn't even believe in God at the time, like, way back then. Like, I didn't even believe in God. Like, wasn't reading the Bible, wasn't praying, like, didn't know any of that. It was kind of like my family knew, but other than that, I was white knuckling it, cold turkey, and man, but I knew, like, in my heart, like, this is what I want. You know, I had the time off from work at the time. I had 30 days off to do it. Like, my job knew what was going on. I worked at a cellular phone company at the time as like a technician at a call center. Um, they were amazing with the whole thing, and it was, you know, I had the time. My family was behind me. You know, at the time, my life had gone to shit to the point where I was still living at home. You know, this is 2017. I'm 41 now, so you can do the math, but way too old to be still living with your parents, man. It was time, dude. It was just time, and that if you're there, you'll know, dude. You'll just know, like, um, and this was in an Eminem song earlier, like, and it just stuck with me, and I had to write it down. I just jotted it down, but some don't get a second chance, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm lucky to have a second chance at this, and I'm not, repeat, not gonna screw this one up. You know what I mean? But I am real lucky to have a second chance because a lot of people don't. You know, you can look at it like going through that horror of coming off methadone, man, and like just being so scared, dude, just being so scared to like face it again after my relapse, like to face withdrawal again after that scar, dude. Like, that whole process like scarred me pretty deep, you know. Um, but I'm blessed, man. I'm seriously blessed to have just found God and like had just listened to Him. I put it all in His hands. Um, Actually, I wrote down something else, and I don't mean to get all God on you or anything like that, but this psalm really hits home. It says, "Cast your cares on the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken." That's Psalm 55:22. But seriously, man, if you're like ready and you're like you got it in your heart and like you believe in yourself, um, and you believe, man, He'll never let the righteous be shaken. And that's what it's all about. Whether you're still on maintenance, whether you're still on the street drugs, whether you're in recovery, you know, if you're righteous, like, you know, you can never be shaken, man. Just keep trying. Just don't ever give up. And yeah, emotional, dude. Like, I'm telling you, but it's good, dude. It's so good, man. Like, to have emotions back. So I don't look at it like a negative thing or like it's too much for me to handle. Like, I'm just like taking it all in, man. Just taking it all in. Just being grateful that I feel like I do right now. And it's freaking me out, to be honest with you. Like, I just pictured it to be way worse. Like, way worse. Um, but yeah, man, you guys can do this, and you can do it. And when you're ready, you're ready. And if you're ready, just believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself. Accept it. Uh, do what you can to stay comfortable, and like, you got this. You got this. Cast your cares on the Lord, man. Seriously. Like, that's all you gotta say. Like, you don't even have to carry that. Like, you don't even have to carry it. Like, I can't do it myself, dude. Like, I can't. I've proven that. Like, but I can do it now. So I'll leave you with that. It's emotional, man. It's day 4, so but it's all good. Love you guys. Talk soon. Peace.